Hi, Dominique. How are you going today?
Hi, Anastasia. I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, good. It's good to see you smiling in the beautiful, beautiful Perth. I've never been there before, but I heard it's a beautiful and unique spot on Earth. Is it true?
It is a gorgeous place. Everyone says great place to live, which I think is true, but I think it's rained nearly every day for the last 2 months. So,
Oh, wow. Well, we need some rain. Australia needs rain. For someone who's going to join us or joining us right now, my name is Anastasia. I'm from Australian Business Ubizblog. Tonight, we've got a beautiful Dominique from the Moms Market, and we're going to have a chat about the journey of Dominique, about the beautiful platform and actually unique platform specifically tailored for moms. So the first question to you, Dominique, I before I was preparing for this interview, I was thinking a lot about moms, us moms being in the business. And for us moms, it's very important to do it all, to juggle different things and stuff like that. And I think that do you also believe that we moms evolved in terms of us being moms, being business girls, being friends, being wives? Do you think that the time changed a lot?
yeah, I think in a nutshell, yes. I think for mums these days, there's that internal struggle. We want to spend more time with our kids, but we put a lot of time and effort into our careers, so we still want to use all the skills and knowledge that we've gained in that way. We want to bring in some income to the home, contribute to the family that way. We have our creative skills that some mums just want to hone in on that as another outlet that's outside of all of those mundane parts that are part of being a mum.
And I think absolutely, and I think the part of the reason because it's all evolved and time changed, and especially now in a COVID situation when we're trying to help and support each other. Obviously, something triggered you one day to wake up and say, "Hey, I want to actually create the platforms specifically for moms, so-called the moms market." Is it right? This is how it happened. Can you actually remember that moment for yourself?
Yeah, so for me, it was actually a little bit different. It's a bit of a long story, so if you can bear with me, I'll try not to make it
Yep.
too long.
Yeah, that's too long. That's all
Before I
right.
had my son, I was doing, I was providing parent support services and I was doing in-home consulting. So I would go to families' homes and I would help parents with behaviour management strategies and putting in place behaviour plans. And it was something that I did do from my home. But after having my son, I just found that it was so time intense. I would spend a lot of time on the phone with parents, and then I'd have to spend quite a lot of time preparing and developing techniques and strategies, and then obviously the
Yeah.
travel to their homes and all of that. It was really just time intense. And I thought, in order to kind of make that happen and still spend time with my son, I basically just had to miss out on sleep. Something had to kind of give somewhere. And so at that point, I thought there's got to be an easier way to still give this information to parents or have them still access these techniques. So, and I found a lot of parents really just wanted help with tantrums or anger and aggression. They were really just looking for calming techniques. And so I developed a product called Calming Cards.
Wow. Okay.
And and I found people wanted to buy them straight away, which is great. And after I'd sort of then, exhausted the audience I already had, I then needed to look for new ways to market that product. So I started teaming up with mum bloggers and micro influencers and that kind of thing. And compared to what I was doing before, it was easier. I don't say it was easy because it was still a lot of work, but I could do it around all the other things. I didn't feel quite so pressured all the
Yep.
time. And I
Yep.
thought, surely other mums out there create products or have an idea for a product and they want to go down that path, but maybe they just don't know how to do that. They don't know where to start. They don't want all the massive startup costs that can be associated with creating a new product. And so I created Mums Market as a place where, mums could go and do that. Mums could go and list their products for sale with very minimal setup costs. And from the point of view of listing on the mums market, you don't even have to pay to list on there. So
Yeah.
it can be
Wow.
a very cost-effective way.
So it's actually free. So it's actually free opportunities for moms to advertise. To be more specific, briefly, like basically in one sentence. So what is actually the moms market? Like, how would you describe it for people who would, first of all, would be able to log in and look into your website? So what is your website is about?
It's products that are created by Aussie mums.
By Aussie Mums for Aussie Mums, right? And I think it's a great opportunity for Aussie mums and for Aussies, just in generally speaking, enjoy the local products, right? So because we're getting so much products from overseas, which is fantastic, but sometimes it's amazing to support local businesses as well. So I personally think that you do an amazing job, because I'm just showing cases now of the products you've got on your website. So there's a lot of various sellers and opportunities for moms. So basically they can literally log in, they can register, and they can create their own profiles with their businesses, and they can actually sell on your platform, right?
So it's actually a little bit different to that. Mums don't, so when you're a seller on there, you don't actually log in, or you don't really have to do any of the background work. You literally just send the information to me and I do it all for you.
Wow. That's amazing. So people wouldn't have to do all this registration, waiting for you, but they still have to wait for your approval to make sure that it's a right product and it's legit and it's quality, right?
Yeah. So I do tend to ask a lot of questions before
Of course, yeah.
Up there. So especially if it's a product that needs to meet, special regulations or something like that. And that, that's not to kind of scare people or send people away from the market, or it's not to scare mums off from listing their products on the market, but it's more just making sure that those things are covered off before they go up there.
Look, as a mom, as a founder as well, and the business owner, what do you think is the best product for the babies right now, and something that in a really high demand? Obviously, we're talking about nappies. How many nappies per year, like, we're using, moms? I remember those times when nappies was like a bulk, lots of different nappies a day, and it was like crazy. So, but outside of the nappies story, what other baby products do you think are the most popular right now and in need for us moms to utilize within our mom baby times?
Well, I know for me, you don't always really know what you need until that moment that you need it. I think when you're a new mum, you kind of get all these new gifts kind of sent to you or passed on to you, but you don't really know what you need until that moment when you need it. And I found for me, when I had a new baby, it was always birth cloths. Like, I would always just be doing the feeds and I go, and every time I go, why don't I have more of these?
But even the little thing like that, like, it's obviously handmade, like, little things like that, they, like, even decor, interior design, little baby things that I've seen on your website, like a little rainbow, knitted rainbow. So all these beautiful and gifted moms, what they do, they're creating these gifts, they're creating the product, and they have ability to share their gift through your website. So your website is like a platform and opportunity for those moms to shine and show the world what they actually created while they're still being moms and still being wives, still being friends and stuff like that. So it's incredible opportunity, I think. So your website, it's got opportunity for sellers, so people can sell the product, but it's also, I noticed that it's also ambassador program for audience. Can you just briefly explain the ambassador program, what it means?
Sure. So our ambassador is, sorry.
That's all right. This is fine. This is absolutely fine. Hi, how are you going?
Do you want to come and say hello? Yeah, you can come into the camera and say hi to everyone if you want to.
This is how we do that, and my daughter is here, so this is very normal situation. Absolutely normal life. This is how
This
we
is
live.
what work from home mum looks like.
This is what it looks like. Absolutely.
So to get back to your question about the ambassadors, so we have an ambassador program where ambassadors can essentially link in with us, and they promote products from the mums market. And in exchange for doing that, they receive discount codes, personal codes that they can use, and they also get codes that they can share with their audience by way of promoting the mums market. For some ambassadors, we also have opportunities from time to time where our sellers want to promote a particular product, and so they might either give that product away to the ambassador in exchange for a certain number of promotions or type of posts, or they might get it for a reduced cost in exchange for doing that. We also have, for some products, we also have commissions that are paid to our ambassadors as well for promoting those products. So that's really another outlet or another way that mums can make money, or even get reduced cost items that they would want anyway in exchange for promotions. So
yeah, that sounds great for me. And it's we're all looking for quality and a good price as well. So I guess, when you get a bit of an extra 20% of certain item, it's always a bonus. So I guess this is kind of sort of a understanding of the fact that we're all looking after quality, we're looking after pricing, and it's a great opportunity. That's awesome. Fantastic. So what is actually your current bestseller? Like, I know you don't want to say too much because you've got a lot of them, but maybe if there's someone in the space that you already developed, you're like, wow, that person doing a really, really good job with the product range. So I'm interested because for the marketing perspective, and then generally speaking, it's good to know in Australia what products actually are trending. So what actually people want, and it's good to know.
Well, in terms of the categories or the areas, our bestsellers really tend to be in either the gifts range, or in the babies range. So, yeah, looking back at our history, that's where the sales come from. It's a bit of a tricky one though, because I mentioned before that sellers can have a free to list option, but we do also have other options for sellers who want to pay upfront in order to get traffic back to their own websites or back to their own social media or whatever. So it's a little bit harder to identify
which one is
most popular there, if that makes sense. But I can still, looking from our traffic that comes in, I can still see that most traffic or most visitors do go to that baby or gift section of the website, even if they're going back to the original seller to make their purchase, which is fine. That's one of the options that sellers have for the market.
Yeah, fantastic. And obviously your community is basically mostly around Western Australia, or you've got pretty much across Australia, like say the moms that joined you for ambassador program or for seller program, are they mainly in the Western Australia community or pretty much everywhere?
No, pretty much they're all over.
Everywhere.
Australia. I think we have less in Perth than we have.
What's going on with the Perth market? Moms don't have as many babies. It's a beautiful location. Should be a lot of babies in Western Australia.
It's funny because I think a lot of our audience is from Perth, but it's more ambassadors and more from the East Coast. So who knows?
If, for example, what do you think? Obviously, the Mother's Day is coming. It's next year, right? Mm-hmm. In my perspective, your website is actually good for dads as well, because dads, they can log in and they can look at the different products and they purchase something for the mom and the baby as well. So I think it's a great opportunity for them to give them a chance. So in terms of the Mother's Day perspective and the fun note, what do you think the best gift for Mother's Day would you suggest for the next year?
Well, for mums, we have some really beautiful bath and body products.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen those, but they're The main ones I buy be one of a kind. Absolutely gorgeous. Body scrubs, lip balms, what do you call them? Bath salts, bath soaks, oils, all those kinds of beautiful things. And there's also some really nice accessories on there as well, like earrings and headbands and that kind of thing that mums would really enjoy as a gift.
Fantastic. In the future now, like looking in the future, do you think it has a potential to expand? Well, because it's for Aussie moms though, but imagine if the Aussie moms living overseas. Do you think they can they're able to be part of your website as well? Say if the Aussie moms lives in the United States or in Europe and they're producing something, can they also join, or it's a purely for Australian?
Yeah, at this stage it is just for Aussie mums. I haven't, even thought about tackling outside Australia yet. There'd just be a whole heap of different things that I would need to consider prior to going outside Australia. So I think we'll focus on Australia at the moment.
At the moment, yeah, we need to.
I think I would need a lot more extra time on my hands.
Look, I always ask in the end, and I know you probably didn't think about it, but I will put you into the sport. So if, for example, I'm looking into the moms market, yeah, it's obviously your market is moms, and moms is a huge chunk of the market, just in general speaking. It's a lot of moms across the board. What are your 3 top points of difference to any other businesses in this space? So say, for example, I'm Anastasia, I just had a baby. I'm actually can do some needed products, and I'm looking for the platform to just pop it in my products into the platform. So what are your, okay, let's do 1 point of difference, because your son wants you there.
Sorry.
That's okay, that's fine.
I think the main point of difference is that from a customer point of view, when you come to the mums market, you know that it's a product that's created by an Australian. And I don't know that that's something that you can get from any other store that's out there. So
absolutely, yeah. So it's all about Aussie supports Aussie, yeah, Australian businesses, Aussie mums supporting each other and supporting. Yeah. So would we be able to join? Do you have a group at the moment on Facebook, or obviously you've got Instagram, and I'll put all the links underneath of this video, all social media links, all website you've got. But like, do you have a smaller group where, say, mums would be able to join, or not yet, not at this stage?
Not yet. So we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. You can join our email list. So that's probably the best way to stay up to date with what's new, what specials we've got. We like to share mum hacks and really helpful information via our blogs as well. And every month for the last 4 months and for the next 2 months, we're doing a giveaway as well. So if you're part of our email list, you can get the information on how to enter that giveaway every month as well. So
fantastic. So you're building a very good group, Dominique. I think it's going to be a good one, and I think it's going to develop very soon, because it's very important to share and to be part of this community and support moms, because we moms need that. We need sometimes something cozy and something warm made by moms, because like no one else, we understand that mom created this for you. So moms understand a mom. So it's really important. Look, thank you so much for coming in tonight. So thanks for allocating some time for this. So I'll put in all the links. Somebody just liked our video. Thank you so much for liking this. I could see there's a couple of people watching. So this video will be available on YouTube as well, so people can have a look and see you. So who's behind the scene. So it's very, very important who's actually there. And thank you so much. Enjoy your day and night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.